When Elon Musk started Tesla, he was convinced he ruled the electric vehicle EV world. Back in 2011, he even laughed off a Chinese EV company called BYD, thinking they were no match. Although there's competitors now ramping up, and as you're familiar with BYD, which is also on the West Coast, I think they're ramping up production of their electric vehicles. Why do you laugh? Really? Little did he know BYD would turn into his biggest challenge in just a decade. Now, BYD is shaking up the global market with cutting-edge tech and super affordable EVs that are going head-to-head with Tesla. This has Tesla and other big car makers scrambling to keep up in the EV race. So how is BYD pulling this off? And what's their secret strategy that's got Elon Musk sweating even with Tesla's influence during the Trump era? Stick around to find out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Electric vehicles, EVs, move fast, but it takes something huge to rattle Elon Musk. In early 2025, Chinese car maker BYD did just that. Once a small battery maker, BYD dropped a bombshell. A super-efficient, low-cost hybrid powertrain that could shake up the entire EV world. They unveiled a $10,000 electric car and a hybrid that can go 2,000 kilometers on a single charge. Game changers that make Tesla's $44,000 to $110,000 cars look pricey. This isn't just a new car. It's a wake-up call for Tesla and the global EV market, sparking a tech, economic, and political shift. To understand why this is such a big deal, let's first look at how BYD started and how it got to where it is today. In 1995, a chemist named Wang Chuanfu started BYD, short for Build Your Dreams, in Shenzhen, China, with a small team and about $350,000 borrowed from his cousin. The company began as a battery manufacturer, making rechargeable batteries for mobile phones and laptops, competing with Japanese giants by leveraging China's affordable labor. Wang's vision was bold: create high-quality, cost-effective batteries. By the early 2000s, BYD had become a major supplier, powering devices worldwide and catching the eye of investors. In 2003, Wang made a daring move. With no automotive experience, he acquired a struggling state-owned car maker, Qinchuan Auto, for $38 million. Many doubted him. BYD's stock dropped over 30% as investors worried about the risky pivot. But Wang was determined to merge his battery expertise with vehicles, betting on a future driven by electric cars. He studied global automakers, dissecting second-hand cars to learn their craft, especially admiring Toyota's designs. In 2005, BYD launched the F3 sedan, a budget-friendly car resembling the Toyota Corolla. Priced at around $10,000, it sold over $63,000 units in its first year, proving BYD could compete in the auto market. The real game-changer came in 2008, when BYD introduced the F3 DM, the world's first mass-produced plug-in hybrid, showcased at the Geneva Motor Show. That same year, Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway invested $230 million for a 10% stake, boosting BYD's credibility. The Chinese government also played a key role, investing heavily and mandating electric taxis in Shenzhen, many of which were BYD models. This support helped BYD refine its technology and scale production. BYD's focus on innovation fueled its rise. It developed the Blade battery, a safer, more efficient lithium iron phosphate battery first used in the 2020 Han EV. The company's vertical integration, controlling everything from batteries to vehicle assembly, kept costs low and quality high. By 2021, BYD was spending billions on R&D, employing over 100,000 researchers and filing thousands of patents. In 2022, it became the first major automaker to stop producing gas-only vehicles, focusing entirely on electric and hybrid models. Today, BYD is a global powerhouse, surpassing Tesla in EV sales in 2024, with over 3 million vehicles sold annually. Its affordable models like the Qin and Song dominate China's market, while the Auto 3 and Seal are gaining traction in Europe, Australia, and India. Despite challenges like U.S. tariffs barring its passenger cars, BYD exports to over 70 countries, from electric buses in South America to SUVs in Southeast Asia. With a market value exceeding $100 billion, Wang's underdog vision, backed by innovation, government support, and strategic investments has made BYD a leader in the electric vehicle revolution, driving the world toward a greener future. Back in 2024, a company that people once brushed off as just a budget battery maker, BYD, transformed into a global powerhouse. In just 1 year, they sold a jaw-dropping 1.1 million electric vehicles, grabbing a 20% slice of the worldwide EV market, according to the International Energy Agency. That's a spot many thought only Tesla could hold. But here's the real kicker. It wasn't just the huge numbers that turned heads. It was where BYD was winning and how they played their cards, especially in Europe. In a stunning move, BYD zoomed past Volkswagen, the king of European car makers, in EV sales. Even in Germany, a country fiercely loyal to its engineering giants, Chinese EVs started flooding the streets in 2023. By mid-2024, BYD was shaking things up big time. Their affordable, zippy cars like the Dolphin and Auto 3 were flying off lots in places like France, Norway, and the Netherlands, leaving old-school brands in the dust. European car makers had to slash prices just to keep up. It wasn't about bragging rights anymore, it was about staying in the game. Meanwhile, BYD spotted an opportunity where others weren't looking: Latin America. They dove in headfirst, using tight trade connections with Brazil and smart logistics in Mexico to dominate. BYD locked in huge fleet deals in countries like Colombia, Chile, and Argentina, even supplying electric buses for public transit. According to Bloomberg, they sold over 150,000 vehicles in the region, snagging a whopping 43% of the EV market. Latin America became BYD's golden ticket outside Asia. But in China, the world's EV hotspot, BYD was on another level, practically a legend. While Tesla grabbed headlines with its Shanghai factory, BYD was quietly becoming China's pride and joy. They had a car for everyone: tiny, budget-friendly seagulls for city commuters, and sleek, luxurious Han EVs for the high rollers. No imports, no partnerships, just BYD doing it all. Here's the secret sauce. BYD wasn't just making cars. They built an entire ecosystem, churning out their own chips, super-efficient blade batteries, motors, and more, all in-house. This gave them a ninja-like ability to dodge supply chain messes and keep prices low in a world still reeling from pandemic chaos. By late 2024, BYD's value soared past $100 billion, not because of hype, but because they were delivering real results, selling tons of cars, and expanding like wildfire. By early 2025, the world's money experts were buzzing about BYD. Wall Street, which once barely noticed them, was now scrambling to rethink their EV investments. Even Warren Buffett, who bet big on BYD way back in 2008 through his company Berkshire Hathaway, went on TV in March 2025 and called BYD the future of clean mobility. This wasn't just a scrappy underdog anymore. B of AD was a global giant outshining some of the biggest car makers out there. They weren't just in the room, they were a dragon soaring high. And BYD wasn't done surprising everyone. In March 2025, they unveiled their game-changing 5th-generation DMI hybrid system, a plug-in hybrid that makes both gas and electric cars feel like yesterday's news. This is the kind of tech that's got Elon Musk sweating. It's not some half-baked hybrid like a Prius. It's a bold, efficient, high-performance beast. Here's the deal. At the core of this system is a 1.5-liter hybrid engine with a mind-blowing 46.6% thermal efficiency, a world record for any car you can actually buy. To compare, Toyota's top hybrid tech hits 41%, and Honda's is at 40%. That extra efficiency translates to huge fuel savings and insane driving range. This tech powers 2 new BYD models, the Chin L DMI and Seal 06 DMI, which can go an astonishing 2,000 kilometers. That's about 1,240 meters on one tank of gas and a full charge. For perspective, Tesla's longest-range Model S maxes out at 405 miles. BYD's hybrids can go from New York to Chicago and back without stopping for gas or a charge. And they're not just practical, they're thrilling. Thanks to an electric-first design, these cars zip off the line like pure EVs, with the gas engine acting more like a backup to extend range. It's the best of both worlds. Electric speed with hybrid stamina. BYD isn't just keeping up. They're rewriting the rules. Let's talk about why BYD is turning the car world upside down. Their star player, the Seagull, is a compact EV that costs just $10,000. And no, it's not some bare-bones ride. This little gem comes with a slick 10.1-inch touchscreen, modern safety features, and a battery range that beats cars costing 4 times as much. Compare that to Tesla's cheapest option, the Model 3, which starts at $40,000. That's a $30,000 difference, enough to buy another Seagull and take a fancy European vacation. In January 2025, the Seagull racked up 10,000 pre-orders in a single day, and it charges faster and uses its battery more efficiently than many pricier rivals. How does BYD pull this off? They make everything themselves. Batteries, chips, drivetrains, you name it. This all-in approach slashes costs by up to 30%. According to a 2025 McKinsey report, Tesla, meanwhile, relies on outside suppliers, leaving them vulnerable to chip shortages and price hikes. But BYD's real genius is their hybrid strategy, which kills the biggest EV worry, running out of juice. With their hybrids, if the battery dies, a gas engine kicks in. This makes them a no-brainer for places like rural Texas, Nebraska, or Western China, where charging stations are few and far between. And BYD isn't stopping at cars. They're going after every electric market Tesla dreams of dominating. They've already rolled out 50,000 electric buses across Europe and China, with electric trucks up next. In energy storage, they're the world's third biggest battery maker, controlling 37% of global production in 2024, according to the USSS. Their new Super DMT is wild. It lets your car act like a mobile power station, charging your phone, running a coffee maker, or even powering your home during a blackout, and charging speed. Tesla's superchargers max out at 250 kilowatts, but BYD's new 1,000 kilowatt system can fully charge a car in just 6 minutes. This tech is hitting the Han L and Tang L models, which aren't just practical, they're fast. The Han L, a family sedan, zooms from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.7 seconds, outpacing most Ferraris. Once laughed off as a cheap Chinese brand, BYD is now the biggest threat not just to Tesla, but to every major Western car maker. They're not playing catch-up, they're rewriting the rules. BYD's impact isn't just about cool new cars, it's shaking the very foundations of how the auto industry works. They're rewriting the rules on who controls the supply chain, who builds smarter, and who can deliver top-notch tech for a fraction of the price. If you're in Detroit, Wolfsburg, or Silicon Valley, that's a wake-up call that hits like a ton of bricks. In places like Detroit, Michigan, once the heart of America's car-making empire, the ground is already trembling. Factory workers are worried about their future. One worker put it bluntly, "If 10,000 BYD cars start showing up here, our plant could turn into a ghost town." Why? Because BYD makes everything themselves. Batteries, chips, motors, you name it. Meanwhile, companies like Ford, GM, and Stellantis rely on a messy web of outside suppliers, putting entire parts of the traditional supply chain at risk. The United Auto Workers Union sounded the alarm in their 2025 labor report, warning that if BYD captures just 10% of the North American market, a totally doable goal with hot sellers like the Seagull or Chin DMI, up to 100,000 American auto jobs could disappear. Their math shows that every 1% of market share BYD gains could wipe out 10,000 jobs as Ford and GM scramble to cut costs or move production overseas. But it's not just factory workers feeling the heat. In California, where going green and driving EVs is a way of life, BYD's super affordable cars are catching everyone's eye. For regular folks, the idea of getting cutting-edge tech at a quarter of the price is hard to ignore. BYD isn't just competing, they're changing the game for buyers and putting pressure on the entire industry. Electric cars used to feel like a dream for the wealthy until BYD crashed the party. With their $10,000 Seagull EV compared to Tesla's $40,000 Model 3, BYD is making EVs affordable for millions of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. This isn't just a new car brand, it's a ticket to freedom and mobility. A safe, feature-packed EV cheaper than a used Honda Civic isn't just a product. It's a game changer that's opening doors for everyday people. In Shanghai, where Tesla's big China dreams are centered, BYD is playing hardball. They're parking their Seagull models right outside Tesla showrooms, like a bold challenge on wheels. It's not just about giving customers options. It's a in-your-face move to show everyone there's a cheaper, smarter alternative. Tesla's starting to look like the fancy, expensive option out of reach for regular folks. On Wall Street, the worry is real. Morgan Stanley analysts are waving red flags, saying Tesla's value could drop 20% if they don't fight back within a year. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs is betting big on BYD, predicting their market value could hit $200 billion by 2026 if they keep growing, especially if they score major government contracts in places like Brazil, South Africa, or Mexico. At Tesla's massive Austin, Texas Gigafactory, the vibe is tense. With over 10,000 workers, the plant is a powerhouse. But insiders say executives are scrambling to cut costs with more automation and streamlined software, not to innovate, but to survive. If BYD's super affordable high-tech cars force Tesla to lower prices, they might have to cut jobs, lean harder on AI, and rethink how they build cars. This could spark a bigger clash between workers and automation, one that'll shape not just Tesla, but America's entire industrial future. For the first time since the Tesla Model S rewrote what an EV could be, Tesla's facing a rival that's not just copying them, it's beating them. The 2025 BYD hybrid isn't just a new engine. It's a bold statement that flips the script on electric vehicles. It says EVs don't have to be pricey toys for the rich, tied to fancy charging networks, or costing as much as a $70,000 Tesla. Instead, BYD's hybrid proves the future can be built in one factory, sold for a fraction of the price, and still outshine the competition for millions of people. Nurses grinding in California, auto workers in Ohio, truckers in Nevada, software engineers in Berlin, and workers across Africa and Asia. This hybrid is a game changer. It's not some cheap knockoff or niche gadget. It's a practical, high-powered, future-proof vehicle that could make EVs something everyone can own. This isn't just a change in the car market. It's a global power shift. The spotlight's moving from west to east, from Silicon Valley to Shenzhen, and from experimental ideas to real-world solutions. The question isn't will Elon Musk fight back anymore. It's can he keep up? Tesla's stock is already feeling the heat. And Musk knows BYD is coming for the crown. The race is on, and it's moving fast. BYD versus Tesla, whose future shines brighter. The electric vehicle EV race is heating up, and two giants, BYD and Tesla, are battling for the crown. Both companies are pushing the boundaries of innovation, but their paths and strengths suggest different futures. So, who's got the edge? Let's break it down. BYD, the Chinese powerhouse, is rewriting the EV story with affordability and versatility. Their $10,000 Seagull EV makes electric driving accessible to millions, unlike Tesla's $40,000 Model 3. BYD's secret weapon is vertical integration. They make their own batteries, chips, and motors, cutting costs by up to 30%. According to a 2025 McKinsey report, this control helped them sell 3.7 million vehicles in 2024, outpacing Tesla's 1.8 million. Their 2025 hybrid system, with a record-breaking 46.6% thermal efficiency, offers a 2,000-kilometer range, nearly triple Tesla's best. BYD's also charging ahead with 1,000-kilowatt chargers that juice up cars in just 6 minutes, leaving Tesla's 250-kilowatt superchargers in the dust. From electric buses to luxury sedans, BYD's diverse lineup and global expansion into Europe, Latin America, and Southeast Asia make them a juggernaut. Analysts predict their market value could hit $200 billion by 2026 if they keep this pace. Tesla, the American trailblazer, still has serious swagger. Known for luxury and tech, Tesla's full self-driving system and sleek designs set industry standards. Their global brand recognition and massive $635 billion market cap dwarf BYD's $89.5 billion. Tesla's gigafactories, like the one in Shanghai, producing over 750,000 vehicles yearly, show they can scale. But Tesla's premium pricing and reliance on external suppliers make them vulnerable to BYD's budget-friendly onslaught. Elon Musk's focus on autonomy and energy storage is bold, but recent stock wobbles and a negative 19.96% return in 2024 suggest growing pains. Tesla's still king in North America, but BYD's absence there won't last. Mexico could be their gateway. So, who's ahead? BYD's affordability, hybrid tech, and supply chain control give them a broader reach, especially in emerging markets. Tesla's innovation and brand power keep them elite, but they need a mass-market model to compete. For now, BYD's momentum feels unstoppable, but Tesla's not out of the fight. The future. It's electric, and both will shape it.